everyone just gets a load of my stream dash, so that was a little bit confusing. Hello! I'm Victoria Corva, you can call me V, and this is co-writing with NovelAI. I'm sorry there are a few technical difficulties at the start of the stream there. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm going to turn down my music a little bit, actually. Hopefully you can hear me okay now. Yeah, it's time to get back to the story of Amuin and the Dragon Kingdoms, a title which I don't know if we're going to live up to. It's definitely about Amuin. It mentioned the Dragon Kingdoms at the start, but we'll see. Story Dragon and Chimerical Girls, welcome, and thank you very much for your feedback, helping me get the stream running properly again. Who knows what would have happened if I hadn't restarted it. Yeah. So, last we left off, Amuin was escaping the never-ending generated villages that the AI kept throwing at it. Yeah, I'll be a little bit quieter again. Thank you, Story Dragon. Alright. Yeah, I was escaping all of the villages the AI kept generating. We were just trying to get to a new area where there wouldn't be any villages full of random people. And the AI was just like, so another village? But eventually, Amuin flew to an island surrounded by kind of icy crystal and found a buried statue of a phoenix, which began to speak to them. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are. Chimerical Girl says, Amuin and the mystery of the 100 villages with campfires. Absolutely. So, yeah, I'll read a little bit of what we had last, and then we'll get started. Tricky, welcome! Alright, so last we said, the statue's voice is deep and resonant. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Its eyes glow with some inner light, but its voice is kind. Amuin relaxes and steps forward, feeling a little more comfortable. Then why did you tell me to leave? And who are you? Were you always a statue? I'm Amuin, by the way. The words tumble from them in their excitement. Ah, yes, the statue says. The light of their eyes flickers, as if blinking. My name is Harley. I am the caretaker of these islands. Okay, and that's as far as we've gotten. I'm gonna let the AI go first. Probably a huge mistake. If it goes badly, I'll just go first instead. Benefit of a co-writer that you can delete what they say. Please forgive my rudeness. It was rude of me to assume that only those like me could understand what I said. And even then, only those most close to us can hear our words. I don't know what is going on. I feel like this is just more of the AI generating strange lore, which is like its favorite thing to do. And which is often adorable, but at the moment this just doesn't really make sense. We'll give you can have one more try, NovelAI, and then I'll go. How's everyone doing today? I am far too warm, and also I had to turn off my air conditioning so that I could do the stream, so I don't, there's a time limit on this stream, even more than usual. You're fine, says Tricky. Good. Glad to hear it. So, statue says, my sisters and brothers have made many such statues over the years, but I was one of the first, and so my duty is to protect it. Sisters and brothers? I'm so confused. We'll say my duty is to protect the island, maybe? Story Dragon says, the first try of the AI was more reasoned, the statue creature is a god. Yeah, I think NovelAI is like fantasy, so everyone's either a god or worshipping a god, right? And it just leads to some very strange things. But you know, we can work with it. So, sisters and brothers. So I think that we could kind of read this like this Harley was created by real phoenixes, maybe? By non-statue phoenixes? I don't know. I think we can do something with this. It's an interesting and unexpected kind of twist, so I'm gonna go for it. Let's see. So I've written, Phoenixes, Harley says. All phoenixes can shape rock with their flame and imbue the rock with magic. I am one such. There is a phoenix spirit in me, but I was not born of ash like my brothers and sisters. Okay, so... and I'll have the AI go next. I feel like it's just gonna do more world building, and I would like to have something else go on, but that's fine. This is your story too, NovelAI. But how do you speak? Amuin asks. They'd never heard of anyone being able to make stone talk before. It sounded almost as though someone was speaking inside their head. I mean, I feel like that was kind of explained, Amuin, but that was a coherent response, at least from the AI, so I'm just gonna leave it. What were the original first beings? drop my tenses again. I've been writing in past tense earlier today on non-NovelAI things. There we go. Okay, so we have, there is a sound in their head now, almost like a sigh. Magic, Amuin. All the first beings have magic of some kind. Don't you? Amuin thinks about this, feeling slightly troubled. Did they have magic? They stored sunlight in their gizzard, and they had breathed it on the dragonkin baby, and they thought that only dragons could do that. But then the fox people had been able to jump extremely high and dance in ways Amuin could not. Was their gizzard really any more magical than that? I don't know, Amuin says. Perhaps I do. And I'm going to go again. Tricky says speaking through the mind is sick. Well, that's good. Good work, NovelAI. Tricky thinks you're doing a good job. Holly smiles. I can see you are intrigued by the possibilities. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I think we've already done all that. NovelAI. Actually, this is a thing that AI Dungeon did a lot as well. They just did a lot of, like, people are constantly introducing themselves, which makes me wonder about, like, what they're being trained on and how much people are, it's clearly, like, it finds introductions very significant, the AIs when they're reading fiction. And I wonder what that says about how we write things, but I'm just gonna go again. Oh, it's already getting too warm. Holly smiles. I can teach you to use your magic. Come, let me show you. She turns, begins walking away from the statue, her voice echoing off the black rocks around them. No, Holly is a statue. No. It's too hot for this nonsense. NovelAI. Story Dragon, I expected this. Hallie laughs, the sand shivers around them. Your mother must be very proud of you. She'll be pleased to hear you say so. Amuin's cheeks heat at the mention of his parent. It's really losing the pronouns at the moment. Oh, I've realized my memory is all in you as if it was AI Dungeon. I should fix that. The main character is a dragon named Amuin. They store sunlight. So I'm just taking a break from this in order to fix this. They need for fire and flight. Amuin's name means story. Is looking for a new home. Okay, I think that's fixed. Story Dragon says, if you look closely at the sentence with the brothers and sisters, you could expect it. Tricky says, V, I'm sorry if this sounds rude, but I think we are losing the plot. It doesn't sound rude. This is co-writing with AIs. This is all about losing the plot. That's just the everything. I'm not going to keep this, I'm absolutely not going to keep what it just did. I want to look back at the brothers and sisters. Oh. So you think that it was trying to say that it was one of the people shifting, creating the statues. So it got confused between the statue saying something and then... Yeah, maybe. Alright, anyway, let's retry this. Yeah. Let's be reasonable. There was never any plot. The only reason it was going as well as it was that we just kept going to new villages, which it was getting old fast. Hallie nods. The first beings created the world with fire and water, and they were all powerful and wise. Now we live together here, but we still guard our secrets from each other. Secrets, someone asks. Yeah, this is getting all very strange. I'm gonna undo, and I'm gonna try and add a bit more direction here. Maybe? I don't know. Just frantic typing, please forgive me. I'll be back in a moment. Oh, my tenses. There we go. Okay. Alright, so. You do, Hallie says, and their voice deepens with intensity. You are a first being. You can reshape the world with your fire. You could even free me from this statue. The words sit oddly with Amuin. What do you mean, free you? I thought you were made by your brothers and sisters. I was, but I cannot move. I would be a better caretaker if my body had a freer form. Hallie's tone is still intense. Amuin tries to think their way around this. It seems to make sense, but something about it still doesn't strike them quite right. I'm gonna let the AI go on. I wonder if it will pick up on, like, I'm trying to, like, create, like, a question around suspicion around Hallie, or whether it will not pick up on that at all. AI Dungeon, I always have to be like, they felt suspicious. It might not work, Amuin says after a moment. If you are magic, maybe I need to touch the fire in your eyes and use it to open up my own power. Fire? Hallie sounds amused. No, that doesn't really work. Go again. Tricky says sussy. Yeah. I need to write, Amuin was sus of Hallie, and then it will understand. I want to help you. Will you let me free you? Amuin asks, thinking that at least he will feel less alone. Hallie laughs. My flames will burn you. This is all very odd. Come on, NovelAI, please. Hallie continues speaking, seeming to wait for Amuin's answer. You can free me and give me a body again. It's not really waiting if you're talking over. I'm gonna change that to press for Amuin's answer. Let's see. Sorry, Tricky, that was funny. I feel like I'm writing a lot, but I'm just trying to get to a stage where the AI can kind of pick up again. Okay. So, I need time to think about this, Amuin says. Truthfully, they didn't have any that should be don't. My tenses. They don't have any idea how to use their fire to do something as magical as that. And Hallie is making them uncomfortable. Their voice like a weight pressing on Amuin's mind. Of course, says Hallie, suddenly smooth. Take all the time you need. Amuin takes to the air again, deciding to get a better look at this strange island that Hallie is caretaker of. And now it's the AI's turn. Let's see. It feels wrong somehow that they were only able to see it from afar, and now, thanks to some magic statue person, who is apparently also a first being, they can fly over it. But then dragons do seem good at flying. That's all just silly nonsense. That doesn't really work. Come on! NovelAI! You were doing so well for so long. They head back out over the ocean and spot some land to the south. It looks familiar somehow, but Amuin cannot place it. If anything, there are too many islands in this part of the world. So when I said, get a better look at this island, the AI was like, time to invent another island. Are islands the new village? Am I just going to get a never-ending supply of generated islands? Because that's not what I'm trying to do right now. NovelAI, I want to write a story. Tricky says no shit, AI. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Try again. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. But as they soar over the rocks and head out into the ocean, they realize there are no other islands in sight. It just doesn't understand getting a better look at this island. So I will write something. Just have to write something very, like, specific to see what it does. Looking down at the island, they see... go on. Struggling. Okay. They see it is covered in crystals, not just chunks of white rock strewn across the beach, but huge crystalline pillars rising up out of the sand. There are hundreds, maybe thousands, some bigger than houses. That's cool! We didn't see any of that earlier, which is not consistent, but this is a first draft written by a very tired and overheated human and an AI. So honestly, a little bit of inconsistency is kind of to be expected. I'm gonna go with, for whatever reason, Amma just didn't notice that before. I think we did notice some crystals. I like that AI. Go again. You did good. Pats the AI. Alright. The sun is setting, and Amuin has a hard time judging distance. They circle back above the trees, thinking about what Harley said. Freeing her, they think, sounds dangerous. I don't think the statue was gendered. Sure. I'm just gonna... Hard time judging distance. I don't really know what that has to do with anything. I think it's a bit nothing, but I just go again. Keep going! AI, you can do it. Maybe freeing them would actually make the statue hurt or die. Maybe there was another way to save Harley from this thing. But if so... I don't... It really thinks Harley and the statue are two different people, even though it... It named the statue itself. That wasn't me. Forgive me, I think I've got a coughing fit coming over me. Chimerical Girl says, we have to dash early to deal with something. You will have fun. Keep the AI on task. Bye, Chimerical Girls. Thank you for dropping by. It's always lovely to have you here. I hope whatever you have to deal with goes well. Tricky says, AI isn't on task, that's the problem. Yes, well, that is extremely the problem. Just retry that last bit again. AI. It was going too smoothly. I was boasting about how many words the AI and I have been writing since we've switched to NovelAI, and then it just all fell apart. But freeing the statue, it makes sense. It also fills him with curiosity and excitement. Amuin never dreamed dragons could speak. They fly on, taking shelter from the wind when they can. None of this makes sense. Come on, NovelAI. Come on. I want to believe in you. AI inventing problems. Yeah, absolutely. What if their fire gets used to change the world and then changes so much that nothing remains as it was before? The thought makes Amuin feel queasy. Sure. says Amuin reminds me of Morty. It seems very odd to me. So, everyone seems obsessed with Amuin's powers. The fox people wanted their blood, the dragonkin wanted their blessing, and now Hallie wants their fire. But Amuin has never wanted to impress anyone with power. They only want to see the world and learn things and make friends. They have the uncomfortable feeling that Hallie would not make a good friend. They fly up to the tallest of the crystalline pillars and perch atop it. Their claws click against the surface. They look around, wondering what other people or wildlife they might find here. Surely if Hallie is the caretaker, there must be something or someone worth taking care of. I'm just trying to, like, hint to the AI. This is what I was doing in AI Dungeon all the time. It's just like I'm trying to set up, maybe introduce a person and, like, see if the AI picks up on it, but then it won't, and then I'll have to do it myself. Alright, AI is going. Let's see what we get. The island is barren, save for the few birds flying overhead. This area is far from any villages. Amuin stretches out on their side, resting their head on a crystal that's as smooth as glass. Well, it did get the message that we didn't want any more villages. I don't think barren is the right word when we know there's trees and stuff on this island, so I'm just going to change to uninhabited. Hello, Sam. Welcome. The AI is not being very good to me today. It's really struggling. But yeah, I'm very excited for more company. All right. Sam says bad AI. Be nice. I don't think it can. I think we've used up all of the goodwill and hard work the AI had. It can't do it anymore. It knew villages and that was it. Sam says, V, no more villages, please. AI, you have taken away everything I ever loved. And AI can only go so far before breaking. Exactly. That is exactly what has gone on. Okay. Okay, we'll go with this. So, they decide to nap here. Maybe after a good rest in a gizzard full of sunlight, they will feel more able to face Harley. They wake to the sound of sand crunching beneath someone's feet. They crack their eyelids. There is a fox person below, straining to get a look at them, shading her eyes as she gazes up at the pillar. She doesn't look like she comes from the village of fox people Amuin encountered the other day. Her clothes are different, made of long strips of brightly coloured fabric wrapped around her almost like bandages, and her fur is much shorter. There is a backpack slung over her shoulder which clinks slightly. Right. Letting the AI go. She looks odd somehow. Hey, what are you doing here? Amuin calls down. They have no idea what to make of this woman who seems determined to climb the tower in their direction. There's not a tower. Go again, AI. She smiles shyly when she sees Amuin. Hello, says the fox person. She's like on the ground and he's like, and they're like on a pillar? Pillar equals tower, says Story Dragon. Clearly. My name's Varia. You know what? Never mind. You're young and probably don't remember. She starts to walk away. That doesn't really make any sense. I mean, they kind of have to be calling. Just maybe go again. She's also carrying a short spear and looks ready to use it if need be. Spears! It loves spears! Amuin feels a bit uneasy about being found by another species. The fox people were trying to steal their blood after all. Sam says, aggressively climbs a tower at you. Interesting description. Tricky says, no new characters for you, V. No, we're having this character. I'm determined. Okay. Don't come any closer, Amuin calls down. The foxwoman stops and cups her hands around her muzzle. What are you doing on my island? She yells back. This is unexpected. Amuin thinks about yelling back that they were taking a nap, but decide the shouting match has already gone on long enough. They spread their wings and glide down. The foxwoman holds her ground as they land with a whoosh of air, chin high and proud. And then the AI goes... I'm Amuin, says Amuin, from the village of Dragonkin. They hope that will make things clear. Ah, yes, I've heard of your kind. And who are you? Oh my goodness. I was just wrong in so many ways. I'm Amuin, says Amuin. Who are you? Oh no. Let's try again. She points her spear at Amuin. Who? What are you? You look human. Amuin does not want to talk about how human they are, so instead they try to explain, we're dragons! This is not going well today. Like, I came to sit down thinking, you know what, I've had a really stressful day of work. Publishing has been really awkward, everything's been really difficult and like fiddly, and I'm really excited to be doing some writing, good old writing with NovelAI. NovelAI is always easy to write with. This is going to be relaxing, and the AI is just, it's just completely lost its grip. It's just nothing. It's just saying nothing all the time. Sam says, getting majored, you know who I am vibes from this. Yeah. Just, no. Go again, AI, please. You're supposed to do most of the heavy lifting of this. You're the fun, whimsical part of this team, NovelAI, and you're not pulling your weight. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop yelling at the AI. Oh, I'll stop yelling at the AI. So, they're used to humans who try to sneak up on them. There's no human here. Hello, says Amuin. My name is Amuin. I was just resting and looking for somewhere to live. Is there anywhere safe on your island? I mean, that's better. You're getting smarter. Why don't you just go again? Sam says, it's doing a lot of heavy lifting all right, but I'm not sure you're on the same page of what it's lifting or where it's going. I'm like, hey AI, would you just pick up this box for me? And take it over to the van, and then the AI just like picks up a sofa and walks to the supermarket instead. And yeah, if this is the situation. Oh my goodness. Okay. The sun is setting behind the mountains and the shadows are getting longer. As soon as Amuin lands, we've already landed, Hallie appears out of nowhere, standing beside them. They hadn't noticed him. His voice is low and soothing, his words smooth. Nope. Getting colder again. This is the part of the stream where I just keep making the AI go again. I was taking a nap, Amuin says. The foxwoman sneers at them. If you're going to fly around this island, be quiet when you do it. I wasn't expecting that turn, but we can go with it. Okay. Story Dragon says 3 hours later. No, try again, AI. Sam says, imagining V as a wise martial arts sage now yelling to the AI, not good enough, try again, like in a film. Sadly, we can't skip to the AI training montage and have it come out the other end way better. Oh, if only we could training montage the AI! Oh, it so badly needs one. But instead, we're just living through it in real time. And it's slow. It's slow going. I'm not sure it's learning at all. Not from me, anyway. Okay. Amuin's head pulls back, shocked. In the few days since they left home, nobody has been anything but kind and deferential to them. Oh. Their voice is small. They'd expected this woman to want something from them. They hadn't expected that to be wanting them to leave. I'm sorry, I didn't actually know anyone lived here. I actually came here to avoid people. The foxwoman's expression softens. She sniffs. Well, that's understandable. I'm going to let the AI go now. The fox person points up at Amuin. No, we're not up anymore. So thanks, Amuin says awkwardly. The fox person points up at Amuin. You said your name was Amuin, right? What does it mean? It means story. Are you a dragon then? So it's remembered that that Amuin means story, which I put in the memory. And it's just gonna keep bringing that back in. That's pretty funny. Sam says, luckily for you, I am not people. I am fox. What does it mean? Who asks people what their name means? Maybe just go again. I'm glad you are paying attention to what I put in your memory, NovelAI, but this isn't it. A tricky bee forces the character to make them not want something from Amuin. I mean, I didn't. It was the AI, really, that gave the... kind of guided that by making the fox person, like, snappy. And I just kind of moved on from that. Amuin wonders how she knows they smell of dragonkin. It wasn't meant to be that kind of sniff. Maybe they just look different with their feathers and bigger jaws. It must be nice to have time away from people. Are there many places like this on the islands? No. No. Oh. This is the yawn of someone tired of the AI's nonsense. Tricky says actually sniffs. Yeah, exactly. Amuin is taken aback by this response. Nobody in the village of Fox people ever said a word against another. Then again, they never seem to have much use for words. I don't... What? I don't... That's a... It just doesn't... It just regurgitates the patterns that it sees in fiction with no thought for the context. She nods at the pack she's carrying. Are those your things? Yes, is there somewhere we can talk? We have a lot to discuss. No! AI, words are useless. AI doesn't want to work. Yeah, clearly. The AI is also like, it's really hot and I don't want to work today. The AI, of course, doesn't actually live where I live. The AI lives in wherever the AI lives, but... I'd like to think it's still the weather. Alright, come on. Oh, coming up for 3 p.m, 1 hour, the 1 hour mark. I would like it if we could get some momentum. Amuin doesn't quite understand what she means by that. By that's understandable. But she decides it can wait until later. I think we should get going. Amuin says, no! I'm not running anymore until you come up with something good, NovelAI. I pull your weight. You are my co-writer. You're gonna do something. I'm sorry, this is turning into a really, like, aggressive stream. It wasn't meant to be. Sam says the AI is getting very passive-aggressive. I think so. Yeah, what will 2 words even mean then? No, I'm gonna make this difficult for you, if you like it or not. It definitely feels that way. Okay, okay. She points at the backpack. So are you planning to sleep in there as well? Why does it... Why is it so obsessed with her pointing out her own backpack? No, Amuin says. She grins at them and shakes her head, still holding her spear loosely in her paw. Good. Hey, dragon as large as a house. Are you planning on sleeping in my backpack? No? Oh, that makes sense. Oh my goodness. Oh, just no. Come on. Come on, NovelAI. Her ears flick forward. How did you get here? Amuin looks around and sees no way off the island, and Harley told them to take all the time they need. The only thing left to do is answer honestly. Ugh, just no. Being raided? I'm so confused. This has never happened before. Lucienne Impala, hello? Thank you. Zin the Druid, hello, welcome. This is very, very odd for me. Oh, well, thank you very much, Lucy. This is very cool. Tricky, this isn't normal. This is exactly Tricky. I'm so confused. Yeah, any raiders who've come here, thank you very much. I am having an extremely antagonistic time with NovelAI. The AI just wants to generate villages and islands forever, and I want it to tell a story. In the Druid, Lucy was just playing AI Dungeon 1 and said you were also doing an AI Dungeon. Yes, I do normally stream AI Dungeon, and at the moment I'm streaming NovelAI, which is AI Dungeon but for novels. I'm just trying it out at the moment. Lucy says, my pleasure. Sorry I can't stay. Going to have to do some food and a shower. Oh, well, that's completely reasonable. After a stream, I'm exactly the same. I'm like, I'm done now. Goodbye. Thank you for coming and streaming. And thank you both for the follow, Zin and Lucy. I really appreciate it. This is, yeah, unexpectedly lovely. Have fun. Oh, thank you. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Alright, I'm just gonna continue. I'm trying to set something up. So, and then the AI will suddenly have a spark of genius and continue the story. Zin the Druid says, ended up being an emperor with an emperor and then an evil one. Got quite confusing. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, AI Dungeon is so like that. It's just like, it just keeps kind of adding on to things, giving people more names, more titles. It's just bizarre. I'll try not to interrupt. Oh, you can interrupt if you want. I just won't look if I don't want to look yet. Let me see. Sam says, how many villages were involved in your empire? It really seems to like those. Yeah. Tricky says, moment to... Alright. Okay. Amuin's head cocks to one side. What do you mean? I flew, obviously. The woman shrugs. Didn't know dragons could fly that far. She hoists her pack up higher on her shoulder. Well, try not to make so much noise when you're flying around here. You scared away the deer I was hunting. Amuin is horrified by the thought. You eat animals? The foxwoman shrugs. Sometimes. She starts to trudge past them. Amuin immediately spins to follow her, careful not to hit her with their tail. Can I come with you? They ask. What is hunting like? Where did you come from? Are there other people here? The questions spill out of them. They can hardly contain their excitement that they finally met someone who isn't trying to worship them. Okay. I have a second character! AI, don't ruin it, please! The foxwoman starts. She turns to look at Amuin, studying them for a moment, her eyes narrowed in suspicion. Why are you talking like that? Is that dragonkin thing contagious? No, that doesn't make any sense. No. But, I mean, I liked the tone. I liked that she was suspicious and stuff. Like, I want that you're keeping the character up. But that just didn't really make sense. No, the foxwoman says shortly, her ears drooping slightly. There's no other humans on my island. She doesn't elaborate and instead turns toward the other part of the island. Okay. Zin the Druid, how far into the story are you? You've asked. So this is the 5th stream I've done with NovelAI. I think in that time, this must be like 7,000 or 8,000 words at the moment, which I do have up on my website. And I think the last one I did was 10 parts on AI Dungeon. Well, there was one in between one where I was trying to write a werewolf story and AI Dungeon was trying to write like werewolf paranormal romance, and it was very upsetting, and then we ended up switching to NovelAI for a while. But after another month on NovelAI, I'm going to switch this story, if it's not done yet, back to AI Dungeon. Zin the Druid says, thanks, AI Dungeon. Yeah, there was some very concerning fanfic tropes kind of turning up in that story, and it also was completely averse to conflict, so nothing was happening. It was very strange. But yeah, the dragon story is going really well, so I'm considering continuing it on AI Dungeon when I finish with my subscription here, because NovelAI is really expensive. So I just don't want to do it. I'm not going to be able to keep doing it. I like my AI's free. I just do. Zin says, Lucy's story had something about birth and the AI lost the plot and didn't seem to know what the heck. Oh my goodness. It completely does not understand familial relationships or anything like that. AI Dungeon introduced a woman to the story as the main character's sister, long lost sister, and I was like, oh, okay. And then it was like, and I'm married to your dad, and this is your cousin, my daughter. And I was just like, I don't know, I don't understand what you're saying. This is very wrong, AI Dungeon. I'm not surprised that birth happened and it just lost it. It had the goblin healer slapping the belly? Well, ooh. That one would really stump me. I don't know. It's so strange. Presumably it learned that from something. Tricky says, well, for me, it understands all the time. Well, Tricky, we're all very, very jealous of your perfect relationship with AI Dungeon. Zin says, yeah, and then something wet plopped on the chest. And she had to fall like a creature. That is bizarre. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's some Norse mythology nonsense going on right there. That's really weird. Oh, it sounds like Lucy's streams are really good. That's a lot of fun. Oh, music! It's gone. Okay. I got it back. Disturbing as. Absolutely, that was incredibly disturbing. Did we get a name from this woman? I don't think we have. I'm just gonna let the AI go now. So, since she hasn't told Amuin to leave, Amuin easily keeps up with her, each long stride making up several of the women's. There's Hallie, Amuin says. Have you met them? They're a statue made by phoenixes. They said they're the caretaker of the island. Okay. Enter. Zin says, I thought the music was in another tab because it stopped as I closed the tabs. Oh, that was just unfortunate timing. Sam says, I have the same feedback for NovelAI as I do for the students when I was a TA at uni. You use all the right words, but not in a way I understand. Absolutely. Okay. The foxwoman turns back, looking confused. I don't see any statues. Is this where you live? She sounds suspicious, but is polite enough not to say it outright. No. Yeah, this is holding true, Sam. This is just nonsense. This is nonsense. Come on, NovelAI, please. Oh, my cat's appearing. Do I sound too animated, Merlin? Merlin's very cute. Zin says, do you circle stuff and just write awkward? That drove me nuts as a student. Oh my goodness, what a cruel teacher. That would really upset me too. Let's see. Do you ever think about how unfair it is? I mean, I'm extremely old now, but like when I was a student, I thought I just couldn't get over how unfair it was that teachers get to scribble all over your notebooks, but I was once forced to rewrite my entire class notebook because I doodled in the margin on one page. So I think we can all agree that that's a lot of nonsense. Anyway. Foxwoman shakes her head. I haven't seen anyone. I've been here for years, but I haven't had any visitors at all. No one even knows about me anymore. ADHD pupils! Yay! Me also. Let's see. Let the AI generate a name for me. Story tracking. Even more. It's the high percentage of people with ADHD and neurodivergence in chat right now, and I'm all about it. So. She stops and looks at Amuin. Wait, did you say statue? Amuin nods. She shakes her head. I don't want to know. There are all sorts of strange magical artifacts on this island, most of them cursed. Best to leave them alone. Was that what Hallie was? Cursed? They decide to think more about it later, or maybe ask Hallie directly. Instead, they ask the fox woman, so what's your name? Alright. Sam says, what do we want? Can't remember. When do we want it? What was the question again? Yeah. Oh, too true. Tansy, she says. And yours? Amuin, they answer. You already know our name. I think Amuin introduces themselves to people immediately, always. Did they? Wait. I don't think they did. I think this is the first time. Alright. We're just gonna go with it. Which would you first? No idea. How dare you ask me this? I'm going to bed. Oh. Decisions are too overwhelming. Nobody should be forced to make them. Oh my goodness. I have no concept of time. Yes. I'm just so distracted by this chat right now. Okay. I'm gonna continue this. Follow Tansy as she sets off toward the heart of the island. Go again, AI. Come on. You can do it. Alright, we've got 15 minutes left in the stream. Let's see if we can make them count and make some actual progress on this story. They follow... Okay. Your gizzard must be magic too, right? I've heard dragons can do things like that. Gizzards aren't magical, Amuin corrects her. It's called the Dragonkin Blessing. NovelAI is always making up lore, but it's just... It's misunderstanding things that have happened already. Sure, we're gonna keep your gizzard must be magical too, right? I like that the AI invented the magical gizzards and then is obsessed with them, so... Listen, chat, everyone knows there are only 3 points of time. Past, now, and later, says Sam. I love it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. My gizzard is the size of a pebble, actually, Amuin says. That does not sound right. No, I'm just gonna undo all of that, actually. Go again. This isn't going well. I let the AI have like a little bit of like lead, and it just absolutely... It was a terrible idea. At first, the path is rocky and narrow, with big boulders littering the way. Amuin has to climb over or around them, their talons slipping and sliding on the stone. Zin says, hadn't thought about their gizzards in quite some time. Yeah, me either. Also, it was a lie. The AI brings up the gizzard so often, you would not believe. Oh, my cat is doing cute flops. I will pet you when the stream is done, Merlin. Just wait. Okay. Sin says Merlin? Merlin the cat? Yeah, Merlin, my Merlin. I don't torture myself with a webcam of any kind, but I do in fact have a cat, and he is extremely cute, and he's sleeping on the chair I keep next to my desk for him and trying to kind of get me to come and cuddle him. He's a very good boy. Tricky says, Merlin, leave us? No! I will never make my cat leave. I do sometimes have to make my cat leave, but I feel extremely guilty about it. And I'm not doing it right now. Okay. I got the AI go again. So I just wrote, Tansy has no such trouble easily threading a path between the rocks, because I like this rock travel now. I feel like maybe, like, story might begin to happen. At the center of the island is a small grove of trees surrounded by an open space with large flat stones placed in lines in front of some low bushes. The whole place feels abandoned. It's very strange. Okay. I'll go with it. Go again, AI. I want you to just write. I've written so much today, NovelAI. I just want you to just do a bunch of it. Now. End the stream on an AI high where the AI just does lots of good stuff. Amuin tries not to stare too much as they pass into the trees, looking away from where something might be watching them. As they approach, they see that there's a depression in the ground. None of that completely makes sense. Go again. Let's see. It's not until they enter the clearing that Amuin sees Harley. It is difficult to tell exactly how old it is. Okay, I think bringing Holly back into it is a good idea. So I'm gonna just delete the bit there that was weird. So I'm gonna leave it at it's until the end of the clearing that Amuin sees Holly. Sam says, I don't know, V, if you delete the weird bits, you might not have much left at the end. Hey, I have left in plenty of weird bits and also created plenty of weird bits myself, but some of it just makes 0 sense, and I'm just like, no, no more of this. So I'm keeping, for some reason, Hallie is here, even though Hallie is a statue and cannot move. Sin says, thanks for the stream, very cool, can't wait to see more. I do need to go to sleep now, though, as it's nearly 1 AM. Oh my goodness, yes, go and get some sleep, and thank you so much for coming, Sin. It was lovely to meet you. Have a good rest. We're almost done now, anyway. Bye, Sin. Hearts for you, too. Sam says typing is hard. Typing is hard. Okay. So, the statue, once buried in the sands of the beach, now stands upright at the center of the grove. Seeing them makes Amuin shudder uncomfortably, their feathers rippling. Hallie shouldn't have been able to get here. Could they move? But Hallie looks no more mobile than they did on the beach. They put a paw out in front of Tansy, holding her back. Wait, that's Hallie, the statue I told you about. But they were buried in the sand before. Hallie's eyes begin to glow. And I'll let the AI go again. Hallie's eyes begin to glow. I can move. You're my new caretaker, Amuin. If you can free me from this prison, then you will be rewarded. Amuin's voice goes up several octaves. It's very strange. Go again. Let's see. Amuin takes another step backwards, unsure if this is a good thing or bad. Tansy looks worried too. Is there anyone else? Have they returned? Asks Hallie. Their voice seems to come from the air. It's very strange. Go again, AI. I'm gonna leave that particular strangeness and see if it leads to anything good. Amuin can see the woman's breath catch in surprise, and she shakes her head. I heard something moving inside my shell. Amuin steps forward again. This time Tansy doesn't follow. No, nothing good came of it. It was a mistake. Go again. It was a mistake. They're golden like the sun, and Amuin is immediately drawn into them, their mind feeling warm as they gaze into the depths of the first being's eyes. It's not a first being. Is that right? No. Maybe... Maybe we could do something with that. So I've changed it to into the depths of the statue's eyes. Now it makes more sense. The eyes did glow like fire before, so like the sun kind of works. Control Enter. Whew. A shiver runs down Amuin's spine. We just had a shiver. Tansy gasps. She backs away, turning to run. Get away from it. Don't let its magic touch you, she yells. Okay. I think that is actually... okay? That actually makes some amount of sense. Hi, Merlin. Not on the desk right now. Okay? Just a moment. I'm almost done. Sorry. I just am talking to my cat while I'm meant to be streaming, which is what I do basically all the time, but, you know, I'm still sorry. So, I think, given that I am extremely warm, we're gonna call that, the end of the stream. So, thank you so much for coming and being part of this very strange experience. I'll be really curious to see how much we actually wrote today, because I don't think it was a lot. I don't think it was very much. Sound says, thanks again, V. It was lovely as always. Oh, thank you. Tricky says, now everyone becomes bot dead. Maybe so. Story Dragon says, nice stream. Thank you so much. I will, of course, be back next Wednesday with more NovelAI. And I'll be back on Friday with probably Spore. And yeah, this has been great. Bye, everyone. Hope you have a good day.